Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry I haven't been on here in so long. It's been around 9 to 10 days. Basically I've been so busy with finishing off last minute Christmas orders. I've got them all out. I've got a couple more still to post off, and also I've been homeschooling this week because the children are now at home till Christmas because their teachers, staff at the school have had to isolate. There's not enough staff to look after the children. So I've got them home as well. So yeah, I've been so busy. But today I'm doing a tutorial covering a question that's been asked on my Facebook group. My Facebook group is called Hair Bows, Tutorials, Advice and Craft Chat. If you want to join us on there, that is linked in the description below under this video. All my social media accounts are linked in there. And basically, one of the questions that popped up and quite a few comments on that was about attaching bows to snap clips. And I thought that's a really good idea to cover that in a tutorial for you guys. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be using my AliExpress die. It's really good, it works really well, and it was £20 and it's got 4 sizes on, which is really good. And I'm going to be using these fabrics from HSD Ribbon and Crafts. I actually did a live unpacking video when I got these, so that's on my channel as well if you want to check that out. So this is from HSD Ribbon and Crafts. I'll link them in the description below under this video as well. So I'm going to be using these 2 fabrics, and to go with these I'm going for these holographic mirrored fabrics. I thought they went really well. And I really love the black because it's got like gold in it, so I thought that went really well with this. And this gorgeous silver, and if you look closely, both of these glitters have got little hearts and stars on them as well. It's a really gorgeous fabric. So this is what I'm going to be using. I've already ran these through because I didn't want to go through too much in the video and drag it out too long. I know I've been now mumbling on for a while, but yeah, I've already ran this through my machine. And just to talk you through my machine, that is the Cuttlebug. It is an A5 size machine. I don't think they make these anymore. Like I said in my previous videos, I've had this machine well over 10 years from when I done card making, but it still works for me, so that is why I still use it. And with my Cuttlebug machine and this die, that comes with these plates, and I basically have to take away the A plate, and I only had to use my 2 B plates for this die. Most of the dies are universal and they fit in most die cutting machines, so it don't really matter what die cut machine you use. So I've cut out my glitter and also felt, which is to back the snap clip, and I've gone for the second from the largest one, which is the 7cm. I think that's a 7cm one, that one. I'll just have a look. Yeah, the actual die cuts out a shape of 7.5 centimeters, so that fits on a 7cm clip, this one. I've got these dies also from AliExpress. These make really cute smaller size bows, and if you just look at these tails, I didn't know if that was a little bit too heavy for that size, but these could be used on that larger one. So these dies are really good to have. They don't work on chunky fabric, but you can use these as a template, or you can use them on finer glitter. Same as this one. So these dies could have been used for this. I'll link these in the description below as well, but I'm not going to use those dies today. I'm going to use my beauty bow. I've got my beauty bow templates here. These are from Glitter on the Wall. I'll link these in the description below, and if you pop in your email you'll receive £1 off your order. I've got all the sizes here in the plastic template. You've got this teeny tiny 5cm tailed bow, or this one which is around 2.5 inches or 6.5cm tail. And let's have a look. So this is what the smaller one would look like on there. I think I'm going to go for the bigger one. Yeah, I'm going to go for the 2.5 inch bow on there rather than this one, which is about 2 inches. I'm going to go for the 2.5 inch bow. So I need the tails to go with that. You can sort of see which tails go with what. That one I'd go with that one. These loops go with these tails. And then you've got all these different centres. You've got the centre with the rounded middle, or you've got a straight edged centre. So I've got my fabrics here, and I'm going to go for a glitter tail. And then as we layer them up, so you'll have the tail, the bigger loops, the smaller loops, and then obviously the centre. So I'm going for the tails in glitter, and then the bottom loops in the iridescent mirror fabric, and then the top loops again in the glitter, and then the centre wrapped around with the iridescent mirror. So I'm going to draw around these on the glitter and draw around these on my mirror fabric ready to cut out. To draw around my fabric on black backed fabric, I use these like chalk pens. They're like for fabric, and they're like a sort of waxy chalk end, and they're obviously white, so you can see them on the black background. And for these ones which have just got like the grey or the white backgrounds, I'm just going to use my biro pen. So I've drawn around all of my templates onto my 2 glitters and my 2 mirror fabrics. And I just wanted to show you that I use Fiskars razor edge scissors. These are really good scissors. I think they are fabric scissors. They're 21 centimeters in length, so you can get different lengths. And I just wanted to show you how I cut out my parts for my bow. Basically, I cut carefully inside of the pen line, and that way you don't have any pen on the bottom of your bow. So if I just show you how I do that, I just very carefully cut just inside that pen line. Just take your time. I just use the very tip of the scissors so that I don't end up cutting too far. And I just cut very carefully inside of the pen line like that. So I've got all our bits now cut out, ready to make our snap clip with the bow. So to begin with, I've got my 2 clips ready. These are 7 centimeter clips to go with the 7.5 centimeter die. I like to line my top glitter layer up first. So you just lay that on there, and once you're happy with the placement, you can then just start to glue that on. So I'm just going to start at the bottom here, and then I'm just going to open up my clip just so I don't glue this part together. And then I'm going to start working my way up the clip by adding some glue to the outer edge of the clip. I don't want to add too much because I don't want to seep out through the centre of the clip. If you do that, don't matter too much because you can always tidy it up. So I'm just adding my glue to that outer edge and sticking that down. Don't worry about any bits of glue that overhang this part because that will be covered when we back up with the felt. And then we're ready to add our felt to the underside. So to do that, you just slip this middle part through the hole, and then you just line it up. I like to stick mine at the bottom end first because that way that's easier to lift this part up as you work your way down. If you start at the top end, as you can see, you can't lift this bit up so much because this bit gets in the way. So I always start at this bottom end. So I'm just going to glue this very bottom part first. I'll just go on each of those bottom scallops, not too close into the centre and not too much glue so that seeps out over the edges. And then just line that up and push it down. I'm just going to turn it around to make it easier, and then you can lift this part up and then work your way down the rest of that clip. Push my glue in. It's up to you if you want to do it a scallop at a time, or just go for it like I have and just do it all in one go. You have to work fairly quickly because once the glue starts to set, obviously that won't then stick as well. But felt does stick really well with hot glue, so that is why I'm just going for it. But if you're using glitter or another fabric on the back, you might want to do a scallop at a time and stick it down a little piece at a time, because hot glue obviously struggles a little bit more with the fabrics than it does with felt. Any little stringy bits like this you can clean up at the end. Just scrapes off there. Hot glue scrapes off the metal quite easily, so it's not too bad. If you get any little bits on there, you can always clean it up. So this is what we've got so far. You've just got your plain glitter covered snap clip. I'm going to do the same with my silver. So that's both of the snap clips now done. Obviously you can keep them just like this without the bow, like I have done in previous tutorials, but the whole point of this tutorial today is to show you how to add the bows. I'm just going to use my lighter just to run around these edges, just to take off any of the fluffy bits of that felt. Just tidies that up a little bit. Also just do that middle bit. That just tidies that all up, all these little fluffy felt bits around the edge. Don't know if you can see that, you just get the odd little sort of fluffy bits sticking out around these edges here. So if you just go around really quickly with a lighter, that just helps to get rid of all of those little fluffy bits. And then I'll just open it up and run it through that middle. And that just tidies that up. So that's the snap clips done. Now we're ready to form our bows. I'll show you one and then I'll do the other one off camera, because obviously they're both done exactly the same way. So this is just a basic bow. So to make the loops, we pop the glue on the end tabs. A lot of you will know how to make a basic bow already, but I'll just go through just in case we've got any complete beginners. If you want to skip this bit, you can just forward the video a minute or two. And then the second loops, we're going to just do the same thing. Pop glue on those end tabs. Bring the centres into the middle. And then we're going to place these smaller loops on top of the larger loops. I'm just going to pop a bit of glue across that centre, line it up on that mirror fabric. And then we can layer that onto the tails. Just pop some glue on those tails. Line the bow up on there. And now we can add our centre. Now if we were adding a clip, I would add the clip now, a normal crocodile clip. I'd normally add that now and then my centre to wrap that around the clip. But we don't need to do that because we're adding it to the actual snap clip. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on that rounded middle, and I'm going to just stick that down first so I get that in the right place. And then we can stick those down on the back. I'm going to cut these down a fair bit just to reduce bulk because we're not wrapping these around a clip. So we can have these ends quite short, they don't have to overlap. Just glue those down under that bow. Get any stringy bits of glue. This mirror fabric tends to get fingerprints on it, so I like to just give it a little rub just to remove any fingerprints. So that's the little bow made. That is gorgeous, that mirror, the iridescent mirror fabric, and that just brings out the little gold particles in that black glitter. That is why I paired it with that gold. I love that one. So that's ready to go onto this clip, and now I'm going to make this bow ready to go onto this clip, and then I'm going to show you how I attach them. So now we're ready to attach our bows to our snap clips. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically straightforward glue them onto the clip, and then I'll show you what I do to secure them on there. So I'm just going to pop some glue across the bottom of my clip, not too wide so that overhangs the clip, and then I'm just going to place that on the top of that clip. So I've done it just where this hole is, just where the hole starts. I've stuck the bow in line with that, in the middle central top of that clip, and I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'm just going to pop some glue across that middle, stick that on the top of my snap clip, making sure the bow is straight. Just hold that on there a few seconds to make sure that glue is set enough to hold the bow in place. Now they're both on there, but to make sure they're going to stay on there, because I could probably now just peel this right off with no struggle at all, so I would never sell them like this or leave them like this. So taking your felt, I'm using the same felt as I used to back my clip, so white for this one and black for this one. I'm going to cut a piece from my felt. I'm just going to cut it by eye to begin with. I don't want it any wider than this clip here, So I'm going to go for around just over a centimetre. This will probably be too long. I'm just cutting it by eye for now. And then I'm just going to measure it to the back of my bow. And what you could do is, so it matches the shape of your tails, is just fold that in half, cut that into a V shape, like that. And I'm going to do the same with the other end. So it looks like this. And then when you glue this on the back, that won't overlap those tails. So now we're ready to glue this across the back of the bow. So I'm going to just start with the centerpiece first. I'm just going to line that up on there. Like I said before, felt works brilliantly with hot glue, and this is why I use felt. And then on these tail ends, stick them down on those tails. I'm pushing down on the tails and not the loops because I don't want to flatten my lovely bow. And once you're happy that that felt is all stuck right down, I'm just going to tuck my hot glue gun in any little gaps that I find, just to make sure they're stuck well down. Like that. So that is what the back of the bow looks like. And this is the front of the bow. And that's the side sort of view, which you'll see when I was on the head. And as you can see, there's not too much bulk there. And that's why you have to make sure that the felt matches the colour of your bow, or very similar if you can, because you don't want that to stand out. And now I'm very confident that there is no way that that is just going to rip off there. You'd have to struggle to really get that off there now. Any bits of visible glue, like this piece here, just reheat it gently with a lighter, and then as you can see that melts it clear again. So there you go, that's the underside of your bows, and that is the top, and that is the bows nice and secure on your snap clips. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I will link anything that I've used in this tutorial in the description below this video. If I can't find the exact fabric or material, whatever, I will try and find something as close as. I've got all of my social media linked in the description below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video if you found this tutorial helpful, and also hit the bell button to turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you for watching everyone. Bye bye.